You guys, Arien here, back with another moon update for you. We are having a new moon coming up this Thursday, March 31st at 11:24 p.m. Pacific time. Now, with that said, this means that we're going to have that new moon take place on April 1st for a lot of other places in the world, other time zones. If you're over on the East Coast or in the UK, then you will experience this new moon on April 1st. But regardless, we really want to manifest before the new moon peaks. We want to pull out our journals like hours leading up to this or the night before and write down what it is we're trying to manifest with this new moon. And this is a very, very important new moon as it is in the sign of Aries. Aries is the sign of self. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So this is a really good opportunity to manifest growth within yourself in a warrior type way. I'm going to break all this down for you. But most importantly, again, pull out our journals. And I've been doing this for years now, and it has brought incredible amounts of just abundance into my life, working with moon cycles and recognizing that the moon, when we have a new moon, as the moon grows, we can grow with that energy. And in that sign of Aries, it's very, very prominent for us. So Aries is again, the first sign of the zodiac. It's the cardinal fire sign. By cardinal, what I mean is that this energy has force, and that the fire element brings a lot of energy. In fact, Aries is really like the sign of energy. There can be this tendency with Aries energy, like if somebody's sun is in the sign of Aries and they don't really have much earth in their chart, they can overexert themselves because there's all this energy just kind of flying out through the top of the head. In fact, Aries rules the head. There could be a tendency for even like hothead type energy with people who have a ton of Aries in their natal chart and are missing some other elements and that sort of thing. So that's something to be mindful of for this new moon. But okay, Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is very dominant. Mars is very penetrating, moving forward. Mars is hot. It's very aggressive, and it's like the warrior. Okay. In fact, some astrologers will call Mars the planet of war because it is very aggressive. So we can utilize the qualities of this to be aggressive for manifesting what we want in our life, in ourself. Now, we all experience this as a collective. We all have this new moon in Aries together, but it's very unique to each and every one of us, depending on where the sign of Aries is coming through your natal chart, specifically 11 degrees Aries. What kind of connections are being made with other celestial bodies in your natal chart for this new moon? And that's why I offer those moon readings. If you'd like to schedule a reading, please visit ArienWageAstrology.com so I can help you manifest your dreams into reality with the moon cycles. Okay, so let's see, Aries is the ram. It will ram you, a very aggressive energy again, but it's also, there's so much going on. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen and break all this down for you guys right now. So it's actually kind of a trippy new moon too, because we've got this like abundance of spiritual energy, but also a lot of like structure that's coming through here. Okay, so for starters, I work with geocentric Western astrology. With that said, we put Earth right here in the middle of this thing. And this is basically like a snapshot of the heavens on the time of this new moon, March 31st at 11:24 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so these right here, these are the symbols for the celestial bodies. For example, here's the sun, here's the moon, here's Mercury, here's Neptune. If we go in a little bit in the wheel, these guys right here are the symbols for the zodiac signs that these celestial bodies will be being through onto Earth at the time of this new moon. Now, don't pay too much attention to where these are in the wheel. For example, here's the sun and here's the moon. Again, they come together for a new moon, and they're at 11 degrees Aries. Everyone experiences this 11 degrees Aries energy. But depending on your location, these things might be up here in the chart, or they might be over here. So don't pay too much attention to the fact that these are coming through what we call the fourth house here. So for starters, at 11 degrees Aries, this puts us in something called the second decan of the Aries season, which actually brings in a little twist of Leo energy, which is great because Leo is actually the fixed fire sign, which can bring a little stability in. So we're not overexerting ourselves too much. There's also other things going on to help bring a little bit of stability, but still it's good idea to be mindful of not to overexert yourself for this new moon. Now, there's a lot to mention here. I'm just going to go ahead and start talking about these guys right here. This is Neptune and this is Jupiter. They are going through the sign of Pisces. Now, Pisces is the mystic. Pisces is this very spiritual energy, and we're receiving a lot of very, very spiritual energy right now because Jupiter and Neptune rule the sign of Pisces. Every zodiac sign is ruled by either one or two celestial bodies. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, and they are together of what give Pisces this very mystical and spiritual energy. And we're, as so many people are on this spiritual journey right now, and a lot of that has to do with this transit. But this Neptune and Jupiter energy are making what we call a sextile connection up here to the North Node. Now, the North Node is where celestial energy comes in, okay, comes into Earth. The North Node is going through the sign of Taurus, which that's our stabilizer right there. Sign of Taurus is the fixed Earth sign with some really, really good stability. Hallelujah for that North Node in Taurus until July of 2023. But this is basically making an opportunistic connection, if you can envision this, and celestial energy coming in through the North Node, making an opportunistic connection with this very spiritual energy of Pisces. And then these lines going up here, called a trine, a very harmonious connection over here to the South Node. And the South Node's going through Scorpio, loves to be there. South Node is where energy goes out, and Scorpio happens to be really good at letting energy go out. Okay, so this really, if I can make sense of this here, this is kind of like a really, really good opportunity to do some spiritual detoxification, to let the things go that are not serving your spiritual journey here. Excellent, excellent opportunity to let go of those things and bring in some more grounded, stable Taurus energy here. Okay, I hope that made sense to everybody. Now, these guys right here, this is a very interesting connection going on here. This right here is Mars, and this right here is Saturn, right next to each other. And in fact, a few days after this new moon, they're going to go exactly conjunct, be in the same spot. Now, these are considered the two malefics in ancient astrology. Mars, again, can be very aggressive and very hot and kind of like wants to move forward, very penetrating, where Saturn is like cold and slow. He's like the grandfather or the godfather, wants to move slow, and together they don't work so well. It's kind of like taking, super boiling hot water and an ice cube and trying to have them function well together. There are some qualities that can come through here. I will say that there's potential for this to kind of hype up military action between these two guys. But the qualities would really kind of be use this energy for structure, especially in an Aquarian way. These are coming through the sign of Aquarius. So Aquarius is really the genius of the zodiac. Aquarius is this energy of humanitarianism. It really likes to work with electronics. It likes to work with technology, not to suggest that if you're an Aquarius that you really like to work with technology. A lot of them do though, but it's really just this energy of being progressive, kind of ahead of the times, a little bit futuristic, but in groups. It's a very friendly energy, that sign of Aquarius. And so, networking with people who support your mission, and that's a mutual support between you guys. This is kind of a good energy to, if you can utilize the qualities of this, to maybe get structured and take action with things. Moreover, these squares, these red lines that are going to the North and South Node off of Mars and Saturn, this is what brings kind of like the building blocks. Okay, it can create some very, very strong internal tension, but also the structure to move forward with practicality and kind of being in the moment. Now, this guy right here, this is Venus, which Venus is totally different than Mars and Saturn. Venus is kind of like an antidote. She soothes. Venus is this very like feminine and soft energy. She's definitely struggling right next to Mars and Saturn, but she can bring a little bit of softness to that energy. So, and this will manifest very, very uniquely for each and every one of us, depending on really what's going on with the sign of Aquarius in your own natal chart. But just some things to mention here. I would take this as, here we've got this great opportunity for new beginnings, manifesting growth within ourself, okay? And a lot of very, very spiritual energy coming through, but then also some structure to build from. One more thing I'm going to mention here, another aspect. It's not really showing it in this software, but it's definitely something that stands out to me. This right here is Pluto. And Pluto is actually, okay, I've talked a lot about Pluto going through Capricorn. Pluto going through Capricorn is creating complete destruction to the structure of our civilization, also revealing secrets that have to do with authoritarian establishments and government and that sort of thing. Things are going to get very, very interesting regarding our authoritarian establishments over the next couple of years while Pluto finishes up in Capricorn. But Pluto really does rule the psyche, has a very big influence on the psyche. And what Pluto is going to be doing at the time of this new moon is making something called a quintile aspect to really like Mercury, the sun, the moon, and Chiron, which a quintile aspect is very, very spiritual. It's like this energy that taps into other dimensions. It's spiritual in dimension. So that adds in this connection of spirituality into our psyche. Okay. So I think I really covered the most significant things here. Some other things to mention with this new moon, as some of you know, I really like to work with gemstones that resonate well with the sign that the moon is transiting through. So since this new moon takes place in the sign of Aries, I want to work with Aries stones. Aries' dedicated zodiacal birthstone is a diamond, and I am wearing my grandma's diamonds as it is we're in Aries season. But obviously not everybody has a diamond. Diamonds are great for cleansing. They're very, very powerful, cleansing and amplifying energies. If you've got a diamond, great, but there's so many other stones that we can work with here. I will leave a very full, extensive list of Aries stones, either in the description or the comment section, depending on where you're seeing this recording. To name a few that are fairly common, one of my favorites here is kyanite. This is blue kyanite, and this right here is black kyanite. Now, these guys are very, very powerful protectors. They're very, very protective. For those of you who are very familiar with working with stones, a lot of us will know that stones need to be cleansed. Black kyanite and blue kyanite don't really need to be cleansed. They are very, very powerful stones. They can also kind of put you in touch with spirituality at the same time as providing protection. Really good stone to keep around for this new moon. So another one that's very protective, this right here, is hematite. Hematite is also very, very protective, but something to keep in mind, if you're using these like super protective dark stones, then it might be a good idea to add in a little bit of some clarity, some clear stones to help kind of amplify what it is you are trying to bring into fruition. Some other really like dark red stones. This right here is red jasper. Aries is kind of this dark red energy. Okay. And the dark red stones, especially the like, red jasper is a really good one. Blood agate, something like that. The darker red stones will definitely resonate well with this energy. And what I like to do is take out my journal, again, like the hours leading up to the new moon, write down what it is I'm trying to manifest. And this is, I'm telling you time and time again, I'm always very impressed with what happens when I'm working with the moon magic. But I write down in my journal what I'm trying to manifest. I take my journal that night as the new moon is approaching. I put it on a windowsill and I put the gemstones that resonate well with that energy on top of my journal and leave it there for a day or two. And voila, these things really do definitely the universe can throw surprises at us, but it's been very, very, very magical and helpful working with this moon magic for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years maybe now. So I like to share this information. Now, if you would like to schedule an astrology reading, please do visit my website, arienwageastrology.com. There's a little button at the top that says book it. You can book straight through my website, but I can also, if you're not seeing anything that's, available for you, that, is convenient for you, I can be flexible with my business hours. So you can also just send me an email at arienwageastrology@gmail.com. I will leave links for those. And I hope you guys got something good out of this recording. And I do hope to hear from some of you. And until next time, namaste to all of you.